So if you want to know what it takes to sell a home, then this is absolutely the video for you. Now, I'm going to assume that you want top dollar for your property. There are multiple ways and multiple processes of selling a home, so don't think that this is the only way, but this is a general way that people sell their home for the most money possible. In case you don't know me, my name is Davin. I am a realtor in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I make real estate videos on the YouTube. So let's jump right into the first step, which is going to be preparing your property. So you actually have to make sure that your property is well prepared. This might mean a good coat of paint, some flooring, new cabinets, or in general, just decluttering. Most houses are in perfectly fine condition for selling, but there's a lot of clutter in the way of buyers in their ability to kind of see what they want in the home. So if there's a lot of clutter or the decorations are overwhelming, that's definitely going to lower the property's value. I do want to note that some level of very, very simple and very, very out of the way staging can definitely help your property. However, you don't want to overstage your property. It's one of the biggest myths that you have to stage your property. Honestly, just a vacant house will sell just fine. The second part of the process is to know the market. So you're probably going to want to visit some of the neighbors' houses in order to see what their home looks like. Especially if it is for sale, because you are competing for the buyers. So remember, at the end of the day, that buyers aren't just going to buy your house because it's the best. Buyers are going to buy the house that has the most value to them. So make sure that you're in competition with the other sellers and make sure that you're getting all the buyers to make offers on your house and not your neighbor's house. I do want to mention that even though you are in competition with the other neighbors for getting the top paying buyers, you are absolutely on the same team. So I would definitely make relationships with the other sellers in the area. If you're hiring a realtor, they're going to do this for you. But if you're selling your home on your own, definitely consider teaming up with the other neighbors. The most important part of knowing your market is to honestly just price your home correctly. Pricing your home too low or too high is going to hurt you in the long run as far as the quality of contract and quality of buyer that you are going to be able to attract to your listing. Step 3 is to advertise. You have to build trust with qualified buyers. I cannot stress this enough, that a lot of free advertising methods will not work for attracting the qualified, top paying buyers. One of the methods that you can use to build trust is obviously by hiring a realtor, but if you're not going to do that, by having a seller's real property disclosure. This disclosure will definitely build trust with your buyer base because they will trust you and understand that you know what you're talking about when selling your house. When you're describing your house to people, you're going to want to focus on the benefits of the features. Too many people just focus on benefits. Too many people just focus on features. And honestly, there are a lot of people that are looking to buy your home that have not lived in a home as nice as yours, which means that they don't have the nice features in what they currently live in. So if you just talked about the features, they wouldn't even understand why you would ever want that feature in your home. And if you just talk about the benefits, they're not going to know why your home is that much better than anyone else's because you didn't describe the features. So talk about the benefits of each feature in your home when you're talking about that listing description. The last part of advertising I do want to get out of the way is just quality photos and a 3D virtual home tour experience. A lot of people are going to be coming from out of state in order to view your home. They don't want to waste their time, so they only want to look at the best listings. And if you want those out of state buyers, remember, they're not going around to every single home in the neighborhood. They're only going to the best ones. You want to be one of those best ones that gets those out-of-state buyers attracted to your listing. So make sure you have a phenomenal virtual experience for your home. A good realtor, again, will have all of these laid out for you and describe it in their marketing plan. But if you're going to do it on your own, just build relationships with people who have quality photography experience in the community. Because if you're going to try to do this on your iPhone, you will not outcompete your neighbors. And that was one of the parts in step 2 on why you got to know the market, because you got to have to compete with your neighbors to some degree. You want to make sure that the best buyers are not offering on their house, that they're offering in your house. Step number 4 is accepting a offer. So in order to accept an offer, you're going to want to look for a lot of different things. The most important part being that the buyer can actually afford it. That's why we're advertising to people who can afford your house. So we're also building trust with them because you want a trustworthy buyer. You don't want a buyer that has an FHA loan on their offer and then you notice that they're going to put 20% on their down payment. because you might notice, well, if they can only afford an FHA loan and that's what's on their pre-qual letter, but the offer says something else, it doesn't match up. That doesn't build trust very well with you, which means that they might not be able to afford that house. Now, it's not necessarily that they can't afford the house, just make sure you call their lender and verify that they can afford your house. I'm not gonna go into all the details of whether, like, which offer is better or not, but just understand that not all loan programs are the same, and do not prejudge a loan program just because you don't understand it. Do your research whenever you get a offer that has a different loan program than what you're aware of. As well as cash offers are not always the same either. Some people invest with partners. Some people have the ability to pay cash, but they will choose to get a loan on the property. So just understand that not all cash offers, not all loan offers are the same. So make sure you're getting the best advice that you possibly can. Hopefully from a qualified realtor, because accepting the wrong offer can be way more expensive than just selecting an offer for $3,000 less that is actually going to close. So make sure that your offers and your buyers are going to close. Step number 5 is escrow, which is the most fun step. This is the step where we actually close our house. It can be a little bit stressful, but it's okay. We're going to start out with an EMD deposit. So this is the earnest money deposit, and we're going to make sure that the buyer pays that within 1 business day. The next step is going to be going over the appraisal and any inspection contingencies and make sure that those get waived and taken care of. If they can't get taken care of, then we're going to negotiate through a second round negotiation to make sure that both sides are happy with the deal. There's going to be compromises on both ends, so being willing to work with your buyer is very, very important, which is why we had to build that trust in the beginning. After all the contingencies are satisfied, we're going to have some closing documentation. Usually the seller is going to sign first, because we're going to be waiting on a loan. And then so once those loan docs get in, the buyer is going to sign theirs. Then after everything is signed, then the buyer has to fund the deal according to however they signed it in those signing docs. Once the buyer has funded the deal, then it's going to be off to recording. And as soon as it's recorded, you get paid and the buyer gets the keys. Now your house is sold and you're all done. So now you know how to sell a home. If you've got any questions, make sure you comment down below. I can help link you with any realtor in the country. It's a service that I offer for free. You don't have to pay for it. And if you are in the Las Vegas area, I would love to help you out. So make sure you look at that link in the bio, get connected with me, and I look forward to seeing you in later videos if you like the video. So take care and subscribe.